There you go. You got it for last month, dude. Yeah.
Leaked footage is a mode showcasing Mike Tyson's formidable training regimen, igniting anticipation for his upcoming bout against Jake Paul. At 57, Tyson's prowess on the pads remains undiminished, highlighting his enduring power and speed despite his age.
Extremely vicious walk.
Following the fight's announcement, Tyson boldly declared his intent to terminate Jake Paul's boxing journey. The contrast between the two fighters is stark, as Tyson has been seen relying on a cane for support on several occasions. His struggles with sciatica in 2022 further highlight the toll that time has taken on his once formidable physique. In an interview with Greta Van Susteren, Tyson admitted, "I have sciatica. Every now and then it flares up. When it flares up, I can't even talk." While several figures have expressed concern over Tyson's health, Manny Pacquiao still has faith in his abilities. When asked about Paul's chances against the 57-year-old legend, Pacquiao simply stated, "I don't think so," before walking away, letting his words linger. On the other hand, UFC icon Conor McGregor has shown little enthusiasm for the matchup, expressing confusion over the bout's appeal. "It's a bit strange. The interest is low. I don't know. I don't really understand it. I always root for Mike," McGregor said. As the Paul versus Tyson bout approaches, many fans, including the outspoken Notorious himself, may find themselves leaning toward the revamped Tyson 2.0.
Your thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, it's a bit strange. You know, the interest is low, and I don't know. I don't understand it. So,
any difference between this one and...
I wish well for Mike.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
However, whether McGregor's predictions align with reality remains to be seen. Meanwhile, in light of recent sightings of Mike Tyson relying on a cane, voices like Oscar de la Hoya are cautioning Jake Paul against underestimating the former heavyweight champion. These warnings, echoing from various corners of the boxing world, are aimed squarely at the YouTuber-turned-boxer. De la Hoya stated, "Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport seriously. Then take it seriously. What is this? This is not a popularity contest." Despite harboring reservations about the bout itself, De La Hoya firmly believes this will be Jake Paul's most formidable challenge yet, asserting that Tyson's presence alone poses significant obstacles. He added, "I'm actually praising Jake Paul for taking this sport seriously because I really feel that if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure if he can win it, but he can get there." Still, De La Hoya's primary concern lies in preserving Mike Tyson's legacy, as he struggles with the idea of the boxing icon facing an opponent of lesser caliber. While he clearly expresses reluctance toward the matchup, he also acknowledges the financial logic behind both fighters seizing the opportunity, conceding that the fight is poised to draw significant attention and generate substantial revenue.
Through Mike Tyson, he's not gonna. He's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity on Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No. I love Mike Tyson.
Moreover, De La Hoya added that the fight would not be dangerous for Tyson, emphasizing that the former champion has faced monsters in the ring and still has the durability to go 6, 7, or even 8 rounds. He highlighted Tyson's strong chin and expressed confidence in his endurance, but remained concerned about Tyson's legacy being at risk. With several months remaining before Mike Tyson and Jake Paul face off on Netflix, the anticipation is building as a problem child continues to stir the pot, challenging Iron Mike through bold Instagram posts. Although Tyson's response was mild, hinting he could put him to sleep, Paul doubled down with a follow-up post on Instagram stories, flaunting his bravado. While the younger fighter's confidence is evident, many believe he underestimates the sheer magnitude of his opponent. Tyson may be 57, But his legacy as one of the most formidable fighters in boxing history remains intact, with only 6 losses in 58 professional matches and an incredible 44 wins by knockout. Though some may remember his quirky cameo in The Hangover, true sports fans recall Iron Mike as an unstoppable force in the ring, something his leaked training footage recently reaffirmed. Paul might be banking on the fact that Tyson hasn't fought since 2020 and is past his prime, but in combat sports, experience and ring IQ can outweigh youth. Despite his age, Tyson maintains remarkable physical fitness and continues to display explosive power and sharp technique. What truly sets Tyson apart is his mental approach. While Paul engages in online trolling, Tyson remains focused, offering candid critiques, including of his own son's decision to face Paul, and insightful comments on why traditional boxers often resent the Paul brothers. As for that leaked training clip, it shows exactly why Tyson, even at 57, is not to be taken lightly, smashing his own trainer with a kind of speed and force that made him a legend. On the other hand, Jake Paul remains undeterred despite the resurfacing of training footage featuring Mike Tyson. Responding to the clip, Paul revealed, "A member of my team sent me this video that Mike's coach put up 2 weeks ago and asked me if I'm sure that I want to do this. Yes, I do." Acknowledging Tyson's legendary status, he added, "He's the greatest heavyweight of all time and the most vicious knockout artist ever. But I'm younger, I'm faster, and I'm going to be working my ass off to get stronger." Although the footage was later revealed to be from 4 years ago, Paul has remained silent on its origins. Even as clarifications surface in the comments beneath the post on X Unshaken, he continues to express confidence in his chances against a fighter who is 3 decades a senior. In a separate post, Paul proclaimed, "My sights are set on becoming a world champion, and now I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man on the planet, and the most dangerous boxer of all time. Time to put Iron Mike to sleep." Meanwhile, in a comedic skit, Jake attempted to play off their rivalry with humor, alleging that Tyson mistook him for his brother Logan during their first meeting. He tweeted, "I idolized Mike Tyson until the first time I met him 4 years ago. He called me Logan. Gonna make sure he knows who I am, real close and personal." Yet, even as he boldly claimed he would knock Tyson out, Jake quickly backtracked on the audacious statement, revealing a mix of bravado and apprehension beneath his performance. Everyone is well aware of the evident peril looming over the YouTuber, a fact even Jake Paul subtly acknowledges, as seen in the comedic skit he produced. While Paul may be the loudest voice of bravado, Tyson's mere glance is enough to make even the most confident opponent rethink their stance. Meanwhile, fresh from overseeing UFC 299, UFC President Dana White weighed in on the Tyson vs. Paul fight, revealing both personal affection and professional concern. "He gets mad when I do this. I asked him not to fight, but Mike's almost 60 now. Man, I don't know," said the 54-year-old event organizer, expressing a mix of curiosity about Tyson's abilities at his current age and discomfort with the nature of the matchup. White acknowledged Tyson as one of his favorite athletes of all time and supported the legend putting together a proper training camp, but firmly stated, "I don't like seeing guys at his age fighting." His primary concern lies in the glaring mismatch, citing the 31-year age gap between Tyson and Paul and questioning the fairness of the contest. Despite his admiration for Tyson, White voices disapproval of such unequal pairings, emphasizing the need to consider health, legacy, and sportsmanship over hype-driven spectacle.
Today was a day, Play with fire, sometimes happy.
Now at 57, Mike Tyson aims to close the loop by confronting a much younger challenger in what he envisions as a defining moment in his storied career. However, amid the growing anticipation, serious concerns have been raised about his well-being, most notably by analyst Stephen A. Smith. During a recent broadcast of the Stephen A. Smith Show, the 56-year-old commentator voiced his unease, pointing to Tyson's recent reliance on a cane for mobility. "I confess to you that I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time," Smith said, underscoring his skepticism about Tyson's physical readiness. Recalling a conversation with Daniel Cormier, Smith added, "DC told me the last time he saw Mike Tyson was when he walked into a UFC fight last year with a cane." Smith argued it's hard to believe that someone using a cane could possibly be in the kind of condition required to take on an opponent 3 decades younger. His concerns aren't unfounded. In addition to multiple sightings of Tyson walking with a cane, the former heavyweight champion has publicly battled sciatica, a condition so severe that it once forced him to leave Miami International Airport in a wheelchair in 2022. While Tyson may be chasing legacy, Smith and others remain troubled by the potential risks of returning to such a physically demanding stage at his age.
Jake tweeted, "I idolized Mike Tyson until the first time I met him 4 years ago. He called me Logan, going to make sure he knows who I am, real close and personal." But just as he boasted about knocking Mike out, Jake swiftly backtracked on his audacious claim.
"You heard it right, motherfucker. I'm fighting Mike Tyson."
Oh shit.
I'm just so glad to have the honor to step in the ring with one of the most brutal and most ruthless champions there's ever been.
However, Stephen A. Smith also lauded Jake Paul for taking the fight against Mike Tyson, acknowledging the spectacle and financial appeal of the bout. "It's Mike Tyson. That's fine. It's a money fight. I get you," Smith said, recognizing the promotional power behind the matchup. Still, he expressed hope that the problem child would eventually begin taking his boxing career more seriously. "If you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, somebody who is at least a contender in the sport," Smith added. He clarified that Paul doesn't need to face elite champions like Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez right away, but emphasized that a bona fide, legitimate opponent would lend credibility to his aspirations in boxing. Reflecting back, 2 years ago, during an appearance on the Full Send podcast, Mike Tyson offered his blunt forecast on a potential bout with Jake Paul. When asked whether he could beat the influencer, Tyson dismissed the idea of Paul being a real threat, saying, "So, expletive, easy, but I would never, it's my own family." Despite his dismissiveness, Tyson did acknowledge Paul's courage, adding, "He's got balls. I'm talking about real balls. Like, expletive, mother, his punches," before trailing off, giving a raw glimpse into conflicting views on fighting someone he respects on a personal level.